CKiW iRADIO 76 proudly presents the 515 Show with your host, John Sarver. Who's at the 515 door today?
We like this guy. We like this guy a whole big bunch. He was on with us, I believe, last year. And we were talking about everything on his production end, which you always heard about it, and you've already seen pictures of it. And it's amazing. So we're going to see if we can't get Jay PAYSO of PAYSO Productions. We'll ring him up right now. I'm telling you, every time he has an event going on, it is knee-deep with people, and that's why we're having Jay on today. Hiya, Jay.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Dandy. I hope that you're somewhere near a swimming pool or somewhere near ice.
No, I wish. Unfortunately, I'm just looking at this beautiful sky right now. That's all. God
bless you, lad. I mean, I was thinking that somewhere in the PAYSO mansion there would be at least a cold tub laying around for you.
I wish. No mansion yet. Maybe one day.
No mansion yet?
It'll be at a track if it was.
Jay, would you ever consider buying a track?
Absolutely not. No way.
Why? It's easy.
Oh, man, I know a lot of track owner friends, and they make it very clear that that's not a smart business decision to do sometimes. So,
yeah, but what could
the headaches
Go ahead.
Yeah, the headaches that come along with it is just. We see it, man. Right? We see Milan, we see Lapeer, and just a lot of the things that goes on. So it's a tough job. That's why I love my track owners.
Yeah, man. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? You just open up a track, you open up the gates, people come in, they throw you all kinds of money, they leave. Beautiful place.
Yeah, I wish it was. It's this thing called the racer, which I love, by the way, for the record. But yeah, it's that thing.
I mean,
and the spectator.
Jay, do you think you'd ever be a general manager of a track?
It's definitely been something that I would like to consider because of what I've been learning over the last 10 years in the business. So, would I like to? I'm really not sure, right? It depends on the track's vision and purpose, but that totally is something that I've watched my friend Tyler Crossno do. He's the vice president down at the Virginia Motorplex, and, he went from prepping the track to learning the business to now in that track as a leader on the board. So definitely something to consider,
I mean, Jay, is there anything that you could not do at a track? Or it's something that...
No.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I got to learn how to ride a tractor. I only did that a couple times when I was learning how to prep. But besides that, managing the schedule, the business, the logistics, the website, the communications with our customers, all that stuff, yeah, I can do that. Well, not by myself, obviously, but yeah. I could totally manage that. Yeah,
but I mean, I couldn't imagine a PAYSO Productions track, speedway, dragway, where you just come on in and it's nothing but all Jay all the time.
Yeah, no, I think people will get sick of me, but I appreciate that.
Jay, you're one of the most charismatic guys on the circuit right now. Everybody knows, you say you've been on for 10 years, but boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, there's not a soul, especially around Michigan and then now breaking out, that does not know the name PAYSO or PAYSO Production. And I mean, how many events are you got scheduled this year?
Well, I have to look at my calendar to answer that truthfully, but I want to say about 6. And, I'll tell you guys, it's been a rough start to the year, right? I've already canceled essentially 3 events, and I had to move one to Sunday. So that's the thing. A lot of people say, hey, would you own a track or be a full-time promoter? But, man, when it rains, it pours because nothing happens when it rains. So, it's been a tough year for all tracks already. So we definitely need everybody to support the tracks this year.
Yeah, I mean, really, who's ever doing the rain dance for the weekend, you are not needed anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there's hundreds of races canceled, right? I mean, it's not. I'm not even just talking about Michigan. I mean, you've seen it. I mean, all the big no prep events, all the prep events. I mean, every weekend, the whole week is clear, but Saturday, man, 80,000% chance of rain.
Yeah, or there's no percent chance of rain, and then you wake up Saturday and it's 51% chance rain, which means the hell what? Or 38% chance rain, you know?
Yep.
I mean, folks don't know it, and Jay hit it on the head just a few minutes ago. When it rains or looks like rain, there's not a whole lot that the track owner can go. It's like it's not like having a barbecue where you can have everybody inside the house, and then when it dries, you go outside. There's a lot of moving parts to get a drag strip going and open up the gates and getting the prep and everything set. And if it rains, it blows your whole day, and you put even a bigger hole in your pocket. And somehow, someway, around here, that's going on. All right, so now that you canceled 3, are you going to make up 3?
No, you can't. And and that's the difference, right? So the track, everyone loses. The fans, the track, everything. But track schedules are literally full, right? Like if you miss that day, unless you're an international event like an NHRA event, and even those events, most track schedules don't allot for reschedules because there's just no room on the calendar. So, when I lose a date, or in any promoter, when we lose a date, we lose it. You might get lucky, and some guys try to push it to a Sunday, like I've done many times. And you're really at that point just trying to just give the people a place to race if they want to, type thing. So, but yeah, when you lose a date, that's it. No reschedule.
Wow. So now you're looking to 2023?
Well, I'm still having other events. That was just for the month of May.
Yeah, but I mean to have a full schedule. That's what I should have said. To have like a full schedule, are you starting to like book in and go, okay, I'm not putting a damn thing down in May next year?
Well, it's a gamble, right? In May, May's always a gamble, and it's just something you hit because we all have cabin fever. We've all been in the house the last 7 or 6 months. And we want to get to that first race. So May can be really great for tracks, or it can be really bad. So there's no in between.
People want to get out. Sick, cabin fever, the stuff that was going on for the last couple of years and stuff like that, they don't give a damn. I mean, they will go to the most sloppiest, nastiest restaurant just to get the hell out, And drag racing, I mean, you've seen it everywhere. You're seeing folks that are going back to the track just be going as spectators. It's an awesome thing, So now, coming up, you got Ubley. That's where we're going to see you on the 11th coming. This should be a hell of a race.
Oh, man, it's about to be super exciting. I mean, we're giving out over $20,000 essentially in payouts. We got locked in races already going down. We're doing 3 full days. So, I mean, Friday's a testing tune, but, it's already a couple people racing on Friday off the trailer type thing. And then Saturday we're running the 4 shootouts, the all steel, all glass, the $10,000 G-body shootout. Man, when I tell you guys, you're about to see, like, some of the fastest cars and some of the most exciting cars. They're just going to blow your mind. I promise you it's going to be a very, very fun event. And I can't wait to bring it to Ubley because I know they never seen nothing like it.
Oh, no, they haven't. Oh, no, they have not. Is there going to be a black Mustang going to be gracing the quarter mile there that weekend?
Yeah, man, that is on the books to happen. The Black Panther is definitely going to make an appearance at Ubley. That's the plans right now. We took the car out for the first time out to Lapeer. Thank you for everyone at Lapeer for letting us bring the car out and get some tests in, and man, it did good. It did what we needed it to do. So we got a couple things to fix, and we're going to have it in time and ready for that event. So that's the plan.
Now, Jay, who's going to be behind the wheel?
Man, no one other than my big brother, man. My brother Travaris. Everybody just call him TJ. He will definitely be the captain of the ship, man. We've been working on this car together, over the last 4.5, 5 years. So It's always said that he'd be the driver, and I'm excited to see what he does.
Now, I know before people even get to questions on hotline at CKiW76.com, I'll ask it. The reason why you're not behind the wheel is?
It's truly because it takes so much time, energy, and focus to run my events that in 90% of most capacities, I just can't. I will have to do a disjustice to fans and racers because I won't be able to focus on all of that. It'll be very, very So I'm like, I race my Corvette. I do love racing my C76. That is absolutely fun to me. I can get in there, I start it up, and I go. I don't have to do nothing else. So they will definitely see that car running. So, some people, my wife wanted me to call it the Green Mamba. But, so that car will definitely still be out. Shout out to my friends at Vet Lab for doing a great job on that car.
Green Mamba?
Yeah, that's the house name. I haven't really put it out there yet. I wanted to call it something else, but I don't know. Green Mamba's where it's at. Okay.
Now, if you said what, you have how many more events to go this year?
6. And then, the new exciting thing is I'll pretty much be, orchestrating the No ETs, right? So working very closely with Mylan. It was an honor to have them kind of say, hey, man, we want you a part of the team. We want you to be here to help. You did a great job with this entire race program. And, you're the best person to put right back in that seat. So in so many words, right? So I can't thank Harold and Perry and Chris enough for giving me an opportunity to just kind of help manage and ensure these events are what everyone wants. So it's going to be exciting.
So what are you actually doing there, Jay?
So for No ETs, really my role and responsibility is just to kind of be a partner to the grudge racing community. So, since I've been doing this so long, I kind of have a pulse on the cars and, close to the racers and understanding and, hey, we're trying to run this type of rule set and then really try to help orchestrate the payouts and build relationships with sponsors to add money to those. So a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of work that we do. And then, reaching out to other racers from out of the state to inviting them to come down and explaining to them, our program and how we run our stuff here. So, and last but not least, organization of the event. So ensuring that when we're having these shootouts that, hey, if we say be in the lanes at 2, we'd be racing by 2:30. We want to be as close to that number as possible, if not ahead. And a lot of people appreciate the hard work me and my team put together to ensure that we can have shootouts and grudge races happen. So, yeah, a lot of that stuff.
Jay, when they tap you on the shoulder, and it's funny how we got everybody to say Harold and Perry as opposed to Harry and Perry, because Harold will tell you in no uncertain terms it's Harold. I mean, how many people does it take you when they say, okay, here's Mylan, we want you to do the No ET, give us one race kind of thing. How many guys, how many folks do you have to enlist on your side to make sure that this thing goes by smoothly?
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's funny because I have about 40 people working for me.
40, 40.
Yeah, but listen to this and listen to me good. When I look up, I only see 4, right? But that's how they work, and I say that because there's only 4 of us that really are helping run these shootouts, right? But you would think how well our team works, and we get better every year. We listen to racers, we try new things, we grow, we learn from our mistakes. So it's literally only 4 of us that run my shootouts, and it's incredible because I do feel like it's a 40-man team at times.
When you start on Monday and you get up, and then say a race is on Saturday, how much of your day is put towards that race?
Shoot, all of it. It's actually the day before and the week of is when it starts. The week of, you're looking at the weather. That's how it starts for every track owner and every person that deals with any outdoor events, right? Boom. And then by Wednesday, people start texting you about the weather. Everyone becomes a weatherman, right? So everyone's telling you about the weather, what are you going to do, and want you to predict everything that's about to happen in the next 72 hours. So then the weather, you get to Friday, the weather clears up, you're good to go. Everyone's happy you didn't cancel the event. But anyways, in all seriousness, yeah, it's literally a week of work. Like, that week of an event is when you really start to put the last piece of the puzzle together. Everything before that is the marketing and promoting.
I mean, during that week, when you get to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what are you doing for the race?
It depends. Because we've been learning, we've actually we just print everything in advance now. So, we have shootout sheets now, we have brackets, we have pins, markers, and everything we need inside of the trailer in a nice cabinet ready to go. So because we used to always be looking for stuff. I mean, there's so many times I grab a pin from so many people that just luckily have one in their pocket. So just tightening up a lot of those things to be consistent. But yeah, no, we literally, that stuff is always checked. We go through a list of just check boxes of just making sure we're prepared. Now, on the internet, I'm doing it right now as we speak, actually right before you called me. Today I pulled out what I call my shit stirring spoon. And the week, you can start early when you have good weather. Like we're predicting here for this weekend. It's 75 degrees. That's incredible race weather. You got to start stirring stirring the pot. So I've been posting some stuff on the internet today, kind of getting some of the race community a little fired up. So that's usually what I'm doing throughout the week as well.
I mean, do you sit back and you go, who can we poke the bear to? I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, do you pick people by random, or you pick people that you haven't poked before, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's fun because I try to pick the people that are doing a great job. So when I look at some of these racers, like today, I made a post about the NATO race team, and they're just a great group of guys that have consistently continued to win these streetcar shootouts I've been hosting. And they're on top right now. So I'm like, well, pretty much, who's going to take a shot at the champion? Pretty much is what I said today in so many words. Kind of got some guys off the couch and, pulling out their fingers and saying, hey, so when's the next race? So that's what I try to do, right? Because we lose a lot of that. We do. We lost a lot of that with the internet and the way things shifted, because a lot of that stuff happened on the forums. And we don't have forums anymore. We have Facebook groups, and they just don't work the same because everyone gets personal.
Yeah, I mean, at one time, and we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, how we lost in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the Ford versus Chevy guys, the guys who had a Mopar would talk, smack to somebody with a Ford. It was all in good fun, nobody, and you're right. And then all of a sudden it got personal and everybody stopped. And that was kind of the fun part of all of this.
Yeah.
Is when you do stir the pot, is when you do get people. I mean, that's what gets the rivalries up to the tree, and then everybody's looking over the fence and seeing how this goes on. And as long as they don't take it personally, then go, man, go.
That's right.
I mean, did you ever have folks that go, wait a minute, why did you write that about me?
No. Luckily, I mean, I truly have, I can't thank the people in racing enough. Like, I truly have a lot of respect from racers. And, I can't thank them enough for allowing me to do what I do, because a lot of this, I don't get permission. To your point, I don't say, I don't say, hey, Leo, I'm about to make a post about your car, your whole race team.
Is that
today.
Cool?
Yeah, I don't do that. So it's they honestly trust me, and they know where they kind of know I know where to stop or draw the line. So I do a good job of dancing around it the best I can.
I was going to say, did you ever go right up to the line and go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have put that down?
Yeah, I've done it, but you know what? The results were incredible.
Yeah. Is that when people want to race you then all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah, always. You always get the one, hey, so why don't you race your car then? Because I don't have enough. I don't have enough for that, man. but this guy does. That's what I tell him.
Let me introduce you to my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Of all the things, you've been around for 10 years now, and you look back at probably race 1 or race 2. Do you remember that at all?
Absolutely. I have the poster up on my wall in my garage, so every time I walk in and out, I have posters of all my events on my cabinets when I used to print posters back when that was a thing. And I have them all up, and I always look at them, and it's crazy just to see. The first poster I made is May 3rd of 2014. It was like when I actually finally had my first event, and that was with Grudge Inc. So, absolutely, I remember it like yesterday. I
mean, do you still hold your breath when you take a look at that poster and everything that was behind it? Because, man, your first promotion, it could either go one of two ways here.
Oh, man. Woo. I swear, yes. I mean, everyone, I still have butterflies, right? I have that. It's just dead there. But that first race, I didn't sleep. I think I drove myself crazy. It was so stressful. It was so stressful. But when I looked up and I seen all of those people come out, it was like, whoa, like, this is really happening right now. And from that point, it moved to where it is today, and it's just been crazy. It's been an incredible experience.
Where was the first race at?
Milan Dragway.
Was it Milan?
Yes, it was.
I mean, so what'd you do? You knocked on the door and said, "Look, I can guarantee you a full slate of people and all kinds of things that are in your in the audience. Just give me a shot here and I'll fill the place." I mean, how did you knock on the door and talk to them about that? Because that's got, I mean, especially your first one. You're really green. So how did you approach that?
Oh man, it was. That's a good point. I'm gonna give tips because I can give a lot of secrets out, But really, and to many people that want to host an event at somewhere, I had to go to the track with a business plan. I had to go to them with a business case, right? So it's a little bit of both. Hey, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it, and this is why I want to do it, and this is the results I feel like we can get from it. And you take a calculator, you draw up a business plan. You practice in the mirror of what you're going to say, how you're going to present it. You go get a fresh haircut. You wear something nice. you plan a meeting, and you walk in that office, and you hope the guy, whatever you're trying to say, they listen good and they like it, and that's what you do.
Wow.
That's how it started. Thankfully now it's. Who is this? Oh, Jay PAYSO? Oh, absolutely. We would love to have you at our facility, and that means a lot to me. So that's what happens when you do right by people. So
yeah, but that's all you have to do is take a look at your videos, and the place is packed, no matter what weather, no matter. I mean, you take a look at some of the stuff that was done over at Lapeer. It was freezing bananas off over there. The place is packed. When you couldn't get more than 10 people anywhere else, your event brings them in, man. I mean, don't give away any secrets, but what's the magic?
Making people happy is like what really motivates me to kind of be this person. And I love seeing the smiles. I love seeing the pictures of people post of their families and the memories they create at these style events. So with that, a lot of what I do is because of that reason. So it goes full circle for me. And the connection I have with people just enjoy that. Like, I make it a point to say hi. I make it a point to, if I say, hey, I'll be right back to answer that question, I'll come back. It might be 15 minutes later, but I'll make sure I come back and people will go, oh my God, you actually came back. Like, yeah, what's up? And, I think for me, because of the passion I have for the sport, people really like that, and they want to come out and support it because anybody can do what I do, but you can't copy that. And I feel like I've earned that. I guess in so many words, I don't know. So I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's working, and I can't thank everybody enough for the continued support and for the track owners giving me the opportunity to do what I love.
Jay, is it weird when people, or I should say not weird, but Is it unusual when you're just walking down the street or going to a store or something, and somebody goes, "Hey, Jay PAYSO"?
Man, I love it. Yes, it is. What really happens with that is my kids, they crack up, man. They crack up because they crack up like wow, because obviously my son is James, he's 15, my daughter's Aaliyah, she's 13. And, now they're at that age to where, they were at that younger age they knew, but like now it's kind of more of a, oh, our dad thinks he's such a celebrity because everybody knew him at the Target today, And I'm like, stop it. But on the other side of things, they do say, like Dad, my son says, he said, Dad, every time that happens, you're always smiling and thanking people. So, he that was cool to hear him say that because I always try to make it a point to just, give people a good first impression or a second one, whatever. So.
But still, that's got to be pretty amazing because now you got to look up the guy and go, are you smiling at me or do I owe you something? Because that's what we get. And it's like, yeah, I'm looking at the guy's pocket first. You packing? No? Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah. Oh, hey. That's got to be unusual for you because really, as much as you think you're Jay PAYSO, the world knows you as Jay PAYSO. And so when they see that face and people, who've seen your videos and seen you, all around, think that they can approach you, at any given time because they see how affable you are on your videos. It's got to be unusual. Do you stop and do you talk? Do you shake hands? Do you say thank you? What goes on?
Oh, yeah. No, I truly, depending on, and listen, everyone that's ever done it has always been very respectful. Never was I in a dinner table and someone came up and did that type of thing. But, usually it's walking around. And when they come, no, I always embrace it. I always thank them and let them know I appreciate it, and it's always quick. It's always quick and fast. So, oh wait, can you hear me? My phone's trying to switch.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Sure. It's a fun thing because when you walk away and when you go back in the car, you go, wow, that was kind of a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know that's what they're going to say either, hey, I seen that PAYSO guy today, and he was an asshole. He didn't even wave at me. or they're gonna say, hey, man, I seen PAYSO, man. That's a cool guy, man. He took time to say hi to me and my family. That was cool. Whatever. So I think about that. I really do.
Did anybody ever ask for a selfie with you?
Oh yeah. I've definitely done a lot of those, surprisingly. But yeah, and it's usually the father and the son, which is always awesome to me because, that's where it starts. That's where the love for drag racing starts usually. So. Yeah,
you wonder though when they go back to work or school or whatever, go, that's Uncle Jay PAYSO. We were with him all night long. Great guy. We're all over the place. We hung out at bars. He's our best friend now.
Yeah.
But
hey, that's all right with me.
Off the hotline on the 76 CKiW 76 hotline here, the question is posed when you said that you had all those posters, every single poster from beginning to now. Is there one poster that you would kind of say, "Gee, I wish I could rip this off the wall"?
That's a great question. I don't know if I would necessarily rip it off of the wall. But it was definitely a pivotal standpoint for me, and that was the poster. I'm actually in my garage now looking at it, and that was actually the Motor City Mayhem 6, which happened August 24th to the 25th in 2018 at Milan, and that's when things went south, right? So, but for me, I look back at that time, and I really just realized that it was just a hell of a learning experience, and the doors that opened after that whole thing went down were the doors that got me to where I am now. So, everything happened for a reason, and, it actually has me in a better spot, I believe, because of that happening. So.
Okay. And so now if there was the other side where you could post 1,000 one of these posters, the one the most outstanding show you did, the most memorable show you did, I mean, you got a couple. You got one up there for that.
Oh yeah, that was the Motor City Mayhem number 3. That was the biggest event we've ever hosted, and when I say it was big, I mean we had actually that one, the Motor City Mayhem 5 before 6. So because 5, that's when Stevie Jackson came out. When you get Stevie Jackson at your event, that's like, to me, that was a home run. I had J.R. Gray, Stevie Fast, Justin Swanstorm, Triggerman drove all the way up here, Cowboy. I mean, literally, Tony Bynes. I had the biggest name in the race world at my event on the Saturday. So Motor City Mayhem 5 was definitely takes the cake away. And number 3 was the one that would be that 3rd place.
Jay, how did you get those people to show up?
Man, a lot of them came because they heard of the buzz. They seen the videos. We had the fastest grudge races in the Midwest. We had Motor City Jimbo, Johnny Quick. We had Never Scared Wayne, Never Scared Randy. I mean, not Never Scared Young Money Racing Randy. We had so many phenomenal races. I'm missing so straight shot performance. Like, I can go for days. We had a good 30 grudge races up here, and people wanted to come race them at Milan because they knew that was their home track. So those guys in the South caught wind of it, and boom, they showed up one day and said, "Hello, we want to see what you guys are really about."
And then you go, "Who's this really?" Who's this really on the line? Oh, it really is you? And then you try to be, how do you do that when somebody just knocks your socks off? They called you and you go, "You're calling me? Oh, yes, I'm glad that you're here. I'll see if I can't squeeze you in." Do you ever sit on the couch afterward and go, "Phew, you know who the hell that was on the phone?"
Yeah, definitely. I get a lot of people, I get a lot of people that'll call me, and I'm like, "Who are you?" And I hate to ask sometimes, so they just say the first name, but I can hear either a Southern tang or something. I can tell they're not local. And I'll ask who they are, and they say a name, and I'm like, "No way." So I remember when Josh Ledford called me. He's a great tuner with a beard. He's just somebody that I idolize in the race world, and it just caught me off guard. I don't have that number saved in my phone. You answer a random number, and boom, it's somebody that you kind of look up to. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Is there anybody left that you're hoping to get a phone call from?
Definitely a lot of people. I don't know. I definitely get the calls I want, but I'm sure there's somebody that I can't think of that I wish would give me a call right this second. But the top of my head, one of the most important calls I wanted, I received. So I'm all right now.
Okay, that works for us. Now, this year, but without the rainouts, how many tracks in Michigan are you hitting this year? Milan, Ubly, Lapeer, I believe?
Yes, Milan, Ubly, Lapeer, and Virginia Motorplex, but I only had the one date there, and that was rained out.
Wow. Okay. So now the bulk of your racing this year is going to be, I would assume, one at Ubly, and then one at Lapeer and the rest over at Milan, or is it different?
Well, they're all, you're saying, are the events different?
No, where you're having them at. Because I know that there's one at Ubly, and I think that's the only time you're going to be there this year, right?
Yeah, yep. So we might do a second date, but we haven't talked. I gotta be sure on that. But right now,
yeah, don't tell nobody. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So right now we're just gonna have the one, and just see how things go. Maybe we have this event and only 5 people come. You never know. Or
what?
Maybe
what? 5 people.
You never know.
Do you sweat about that? Do you really think about that? Like the Thursday night when you go to bed, you go, "Oh my God, what happens if it's just me and the crew and that's it, and a couple of racers, and this thing's a dud?" Do you seriously still think that way?
It crosses my mind. Yeah. not 5 people, right? But it always kind of just fits with me. I can't speak on everybody, but with me as a promoter, like, it's always like, all right, man, how many people are going to be here? I never know because there's no way to know. We don't do online ticket sales. You hear feedback from people. You hear people coming, but you never really know who's going to come through that gate.
Yeah, okay. It says PAYSO Productions. That alone is worth 10,000 folks showing. I would think just the opposite. As somebody that was going there going, hell, it's going to be a PAYSO show. I don't know if we could fit. I don't know how jammed out that thing's going to be. I don't know how early we would have to leave to get to the stands because I don't think I have ever heard anybody said, we went to a PAYSO show and, God, I fell asleep. It was no. I mean, so what you offer, folks, this is just wild. I mean, it really is. And everything that you do as PAYSO Productions, do your elbows feel like going out a little further? Do you feel like promoting sports stuff or concert stuff?
I never looked into those venues, those avenues, but I absolutely would love to do anything that deals with being indoor, and shoot, if anyone's listening, if you're a promoter in indoor activities of concerts, let me know. I would love to join the team because, you're one, I just want to do something in that, inside, right? But 2, absolutely, I see a lot of that, concerts and comedy shows and music festivals. Like, I would love to be a part of those teams. So that might be something I need to look into.
I mean, can you imagine not having to have those night sweats of looking at the, overnight it said it was 0 chance rain, now it's 73%? I mean, if you didn't have that because you're promoting something at the Fox, yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great, and that's why that world is so, so big because it is a business now because, I mean, you're almost guaranteed rain or snow, unless it's a state emergency or what we just went through, a shutdown.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are guaranteed, to do well on the event.
Jay,
it is a difference.
If you're going into music production, I should say producing, who would you want to call up and say, hey, you know what? I want to bring you to Detroit.
Oh, man. Shoot, I'll call right now. I would call Jack Harlow, who's a new up-and-coming rapper. And then as my main premier rapper, I would probably call – I had to call my boy Drake. I had to call that dude named Drake from Canada. I call Drake, and I'll be okay with that. Drake and Jack Harlow.
And the reason why Drake wouldn't pick up the phone if they saw your phone number now would be what?
It would be nothing probably to those guys, I think. But it'd be cool if they were to see it. But those guys they're a little too big for me.
Why are they too big?
Maybe just because it's in my head. But their success is on a
but
is on a different level.
You're Jay PAYSO, son. I mean, you're going to fill out Ubley. You're going to make that track rock like it has never rocked in a little bit, and for having mass traction down there and having that brand new, where they laid out the new slabs and stuff. I mean, racing's going to be beginning when? At noon, did you say, on Saturday?
So racing begins at noon. The track will be hot. We got Brandon Mass coming to prep the facility. And, man, we got every no-time racer from all parts of Michigan, Ohio. I heard I got a guy from Chicago coming down. So, I mean, it's about to be a madhouse. And just to go back to those shootouts, so just so everyone knows, we're doing a whole 3-day event. So Friday, like we say, test and tune, come out, have a good time. We're going to have everything there. Saturday, DJ, the house is rocking. We're going to have food vendors. We're going to have good, I said DJ, but good music, good food. We're going to be racing all day. And then Saturday, we have 3 shootouts. So we're giving $10,000 out to the winner of the G-Body. We're going to do $1,500 on top of the 484. And then we're doing the all-steel some glass shootout and we're putting 1,000 on top of whatever the racers put on in. So, I mean, we're giving out some good money, man. It's going to be a great event.
And you're going to be there at the track all 3 days, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll probably get there Thursday.
You know, we were doing a pre-production meeting this morning, and we knew that you were really have your head in on this one, because I think one of our production staff showed us that somewhere, I think on your site or something that has something to do with the Ubley race that you're putting on, is that you're directing people where that they can get their hotel reservations, like up in Bad Axe and stuff. And it's like, if you're going to try to direct people to get hotel rooms, I mean, weeks in advance, I mean, how many, I won't even ask you the question of how many people you're expecting in the stands, but how many racers do you think you're going to have?
You know, I plan on having over 150 cars on the property. You know, that's the goal. You know, at least 100. That'll be good. But, you know, we hope to see, you know, well over, you know, we want to pack the place out. But, yeah, we're thinking at least 100, 150 cars.
Oh, man, come up to the country, kids. I mean, Ubley is nothing what you have experienced before. If you've never been to Ubley, it's one of our favorite hometown tracks. Are they going to have camping there and all that for those 3 days?
So if anybody, if you need to camp, if you want to stay overnight, camping is free. Just set up your setup, and we're not charging people to stay overnight. If you do camp, we just ask that you pay for your weekend pass, and that way you'd be good to go.
Yeah, and ladies, they have one of the very few racetracks that have flushing toilets. So come on by, say hi. Evidently, that's a big thing. We have, all right, so you have, in the few minutes that we have right now, who should we thank? Sponsors, somebody?
Yeah, let's take it from the top. First, I'd like to thank, in no specific order, I'd like to thank all my track owners, Milan Dragway, Lapeer, and Ubley Dragway. Everybody's been great. Dennis and Linda, appreciate y'all over at Ubley. Bill, thank you for all the opportunity at Lapeer. And Harold and Perry, appreciate you guys as well for, you know, having us back and bringing back Motor City Mayhem and No ET. After that, got to thank my biggest sponsor, and right now that's Diamond Pistons. These guys have been supporting me forever. Varsity Ford, you know, if anybody want to buy a Ford, go buy it from Varsity. Full throttle speed. And if you want to need some stuff from them, Ponde Performance, and everyone else that supports No Time Racing, I truly appreciate it. So, yeah, all those people.
You know, really quickly, we saw when you had, looks like that the Black Mustang was all done. I mean, you were in a shop that, and I totally forget the gentleman's name that owns that shop that was helping you out, or was doing work, I should say.
Yeah, Team Z Motorsports, Dave Zimmerman.
Okay. I mean, what's that connection with you? I mean, how did you meet this guy?
Man, Dave has been a big sponsor for all of our events in my car. So, you know, Team Z Motorsports, we just built a relationship off No Time Racing. When you wanted a car built in the state of Michigan for No Time Racing, there was no place you should go other than Team Z Motorsports. And, you know, that's why you see that sticker on the front of the car, because, you know, they built that car, you know, and it's running good. The few passes I got on it, that bad mamma jam is flying. But anyways, Dave has always been a big supporter of No Time Racing, and he continues to do that and build some bad mamma jammas. So, you know, Team Z is definitely that's how the relationship started, and it just continued to go on and on. So, and Dave don't even really build race cars no more, but he built me one, so I appreciate that.
See the pull you have, Jay? I mean, people who don't even build cars anymore build yours.
Oh yeah, they do. You know, and that's I appreciate that.
All right, give us a quick rundown on the 11th of June, Ubley. Tell us again where, when, how, who.
All right, so the 11th, June 10th through the 12th, which that's what I'm calling it. We're going to be at Ubley Dragway. We're going to be hosting a killer event. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're opening the gates at, I want to say 10 a.m. on Saturday, most days 10, and then we're going to close at 11 p.m. So camping is available if you need it. This weekend coming up, you know, we got No ET June 4th at Milan Dragway. The first No ET is coming. We're doing 2 killer shootouts. All cars are allowed. Please, everybody, come out and support. the opening of Milan, so that's going to be fantastic. And then the end of the month, I'm back at Milan again with one of my own first events at Milan, called it Boosted Resurgence, and that's going to be something killer for everybody to come out and see. So we're about to have some fun, man. We're about to have a good time. This month is busy. There's almost an event every weekend in the month of June, besides like 2. So
how are you going to survive it?
I'm going to eat. I'm going to take my multivitamins. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to do it all over again.
Tell me, when you're at the gym, you're not making phone calls when you're on the treadmill.
Sometimes I have to, yes. I've been called on the radio shows. Yes, I had to get on and talk about something real quick, and the host will need me to chime in. So, yes, that has happened before.
It's an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Thanks, Jay.
It's a lot of behind the scenes.
We appreciate you coming on here. I know that you got a jammed up month and stuff, but it's always a pleasure to have you on.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing you at Ubley Dragway next weekend.
We'll see you at Ubley. Thanks, Jay.
All right, see you, man.
Bye now. Jay PAYSO, an interesting guy. I mean, he really is. The guy is nothing but move. You know, I mean, everywhere you go, and you're doing this for 10 years, it's not an easy gig. And with everything else that he has to build around, weather, promoters, tracks going down, tracks starting up, people not being here, gas prices being crazy, et cetera, to see the excitement that goes around a Jay PAYSO production. Jay is, you know, what you hear on the radio, if you don't get excited about going, I mean, that's the reason why when we first saw that on the schedule, when we put the CK schedule together, we normally have everybody scheduled by February. Some people kind of drag their feet. But when we saw a PAYSO production up at Ubley, we said, there's something going on. There is something wild going on. And then all of a sudden we see Brandon Mass, a Mass Traction. He's up there. What? You know? And so it's like something's going on. And when he says he's going to have over 100 cars there, don't bet against him. You know, and the show that they put on and how they keep moving the track going and how they keep the cars going, you know, we're going up there because we love to see a Jay PAYSO event, and we love Ubley. You know, it's the first track that we ever broadcast out of, and they're really nice friends there. But to see these two folks get together, it is going to be, and yes, the mayhems are always a nut house. When they say a mayhem, you know, down at Milan, we were down for one, and I'm telling you, normally when you go to a drag strip as a spectator, especially before the COVID years, I mean, there may be you know, who's ever on your arm that night, and maybe your pals, that's about it. But the PAYSO event, you're lucky if you get a seat. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, you can't. You can, obviously. We don't want to turn you away from nothing, but I'm just saying that if you want to be, it's kind of like when the Red Wings were winning, you know, everybody wanted to go to one of those sports bars because it's so much more fun when you do events with other people. I don't know. It's just something where you get like this group attitude, and it's a thrill. I mean, it just makes it that much more fun. And that's, I was going to say, and that's why you go to Pine Knob and you see a certain act or so. It's more fun to be with so many more people. However, I'm sure that you would like to have Aerosmith come into your house, but it's just fun. And what Jay puts on, and Jay's honed the craft, and that's what we should have asked him, too, because he said he's been doing this for 10 years. You know, what was something that really was kind of a real before, and now everything runs smoothly. He's fun to watch, and if you get to see him, he's down sometimes around the starting line, or he'll be up fluttering all over the place. An amazing guy to watch. I mean, really, truly is. And we're glad that we had him on. We're going to have him back on again. We'll probably have him up on the booth if we can slow him down for a few minutes. We're up there at Ubley right now. Rolling Stones here on CK.